Man, I'm on this 303 baby timing, man. Hey, yo, Thriller, man, what we doing, gang? Hunters coming and make sure that paper going all around. I ain't trying to hit, I know these.
And welcome to the National Meat Treasure Podcast with your host, Sasha, a.k.a. Barbara Walters. Was Barbara Walters ever problematic? I think she was.
She wasn't.
She was not.
No, she wasn't. Definitely elite milk. Well, maybe not elite milk, but at least she lasted long enough to get to, what is it, 93? That was 93. Crazy, right? 93. That's wild. That's on like New Year's Eve, which is wild, right? Like,
you know what? I'll give Barbara Walters elite milk because she was kind of hot for her age when I was a kid. Like, she wasn't that bad looking.
I don't remember
when
that.
When you were a kid, she was already like a very old lady.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She didn't look terrible for a very old lady.
Okay. I see where you're going.
When she was on 2020 or 60 Minutes, whichever one it was.
2020. No, 60 Minutes.
She was on both.
Both.
She was on both.
Yeah.
2020 was her flagship show. Yeah. And then 60 Minutes is always the one that they do for like big interviews, like either like pop culture or, some political pundit that they're going to flag all over. But Barbara Walters actually famously had a speech impediment. She had a lisp. This is Barbara Walters, and she fixed that.
I never noticed. I was going to say I never noticed.
Yeah, she fixed that over many years. She still had it, and and this is how my brain works. Speech impediment thinks Daffy Duck. No, that's Sylvester.
That's Sylvester.
No. Sylvester's got a speech impediment. So there we go. So I was in the Looney Tunes scape. So I'm Sylvester the cat, a.k.a. Christian. Because I am always trying to get that bird.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Sylvester had it out for Tweety, and that was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But
I think like millennial Sylvester doesn't chase after him anymore because it's problematic, I guess.
There is no millennial Sylvester.
Yeah, there's definitely no millennial
problematic shit. We just
Pepe
leave in the past. Yeah, Pepe Le Pew, man.
Pepe Le Pew.
That
he's not coming back.
No, he's
ain't nothing bringing
sexual
him back.
harasser. It is. Oh no, we lost Just. It is.
No, you didn't lose me.
Your boy, Thrillah from the Three, aka Joey from the National Meat Treasure Podcast. Happy New Year, gentlemen! Happy freaking New Year!
What?
Holy fuck! My basement is extremely dark, and that doesn't work. I asked my wife if she could bring me coffee, and I completely forgot. And all I saw was a mug pop out of the lights, and I was like, "Is my light falling really slowly towards me, or what's going on?" You need a light first. No, none of them work. I know. That's the life. Here.
Oh, that was beautiful. We got a live jump scare.
I scared.
Live
jump scare. That was a full on. I thought finally what el cuckoo whatever it finally was coming to get me, bro. I was thinking about something, and did you guys have like the boogeyman or el cuckoo or what did you guys have that would make you scared to go to sleep at night?
I had movie villains, like I had Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, and the Leprechaun.
But nothing like childhood, like your parents telling you like a La Llorona kind of style, or I
think my dad would just say the monsters, shit like that.
Yeah.
I was lucky when I was young to never really have any of those, like La Llorona. Like that's fucking scary shit. Like that's scary shit.
For whatever reason, my family loved telling us all kinds of crazy shit like that. Like,
that's annoying.
Motherfucker, keep
that's
acting
annoying.
up.
That's annoying.
Keep acting up. Because
I want to say, I think I was just generally scared of the dark until I was like 9, and then I just got over it. Then that was replaced with a fear of death. So after that, no boogeymen, just.
Do you
death.
still fear death?
I mean, I do drugs.
We'd be afraid to die, but we'd be putting ourselves in positions to die for fun.
Every day.
Text and drive. I do drugs. I confront my fear of death in small ways.
Okay. Hey, listen. I like that because there's a film that got dropped like a few weeks ago, White Noise with Adam Driver.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really fucking weird, absurd film. and pretty much at the third act, they start to talk about death. They had talked about it in the beginning, but it was almost like in a passing conversation between a couple, like them saying like, you know, you don't die first because I can't handle this, and they're like, but well, you can't die first, so I can't handle this. And, you know, it's a real, sometimes you like, it's a playful conversation you have with your married partner, especially if you have kids. Like, I can't do this shit. You can't, like, I'll just haunt you. Then, like, this is gonna suck if I have to die first. So
well, you know what? Speaking of Adam Driver, I need to have a conversation with you, my friend, because you gave me a lot of heat. You gave me a lot of heat for not liking Adam Driver, right? And I give Adam Driver heat because I just don't trust the white man. And I feel like somebody who's in the same family as not the same family, but same kind of, you know, fan base, just recently got exposed. Did you hear the news about Benedict Cumberbatch?
You shared it with us. Yeah. On the chat. And
his family is being ordered to pay reparations because they own slaves, and it came out that Benedict's mother or grandmother wanted him to not use his real last name on stage because there are slaves out there with the name Cumberpatch that they used to own, and those people are coming forward now. So with that being said, and, you know, it justifying my hatred for the white man, how would you feel if Adam Driver, because I know you feel a lot stronger about him than you do Doctor Strange, being a slave owner, how would you feel about that? Not much. All right, Christian hates black people. You heard it here first.
I do. Because I don't know what the, you know, it's not my place to feel much about it, except that, like, it's just wrong. Like, it's just, but I don't know. That's a weird thing to think, because there are, I mean, how many actors or any artist would we come across and they don't have some kind of lineage attached to shit? How many friends do we have that they don't have some kind of lineage attached to that? Like, our
friends, our white friends, probably very few, because I mean,
here's
the thing about slavery. When you had slaves and they gave up slavery, they were also given reparations. And Benedict Cumberpatch was given, I think, 6,000 euros, which today would equal about $3.6 million for their slaves when they had to give them up. So we don't know anybody in those tax brackets. At least I don't. All the white people I know were probably Irish.
I've met
Irish people who sold
immigrants,
who were indentured servitudes.
Probably
and then
not.
became cops later.
Probably
but
not.
Legacy slave owner, legacy slave owner is like J.P. Morgan down to like maybe
Vanderbilts, like old money. Like, I get it, definitely. But I've run into those people. Like, I have. Like, when you're in New York City, like, you end up working. If you work in certain industries, you're gonna eventually start to, like, get pulled into certain circles. And I was at a certain age that, like, it was just, then all of a sudden you're hanging out with the kids who like, their parents own this entire building in, like, Midtown Manhattan, and they've got, like, an aquarium that spans floors. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
That's like, it's a snap of reality, right? Like, I lived in a 1-bedroom in Queens, and, like, these kids were, like, complaining because, like, somebody was tuning the grand piano and it was loud. Like, I was like, not the same problems. I'm sorry.
So what I need you to do is I need you to rally for Benedict Cumberpatch to pay his reparations to that family. I need you to hit the streets right now with a picket sign in Pennsylvania, because I know you don't go anywhere.
You know it where I'm at in Pennsylvania.
All right, but okay.
You're not gonna make it.
I understand, but by you, I have seen Trump rallies when Trump wasn't even in office anymore. So they were at the White House. They still rallied together in Pennsylvania in the middle of music.
That's what he's saying. It's not safe for him.
Yeah, definitely ain't, bro.
Exactly. Be the crusader. Be the change we want to see in this world.
Not to ride for Benedict and his, not to. I don't know who these poor.
He could just pay.
He could just figure this shit out. I don't need to do this. Like,
dude,
we can definitely.
Can I tell you, dude? So, funny story. Last week's story, I told you about that time I had some coitus in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. It was in a place called Clearfield, Pennsylvania. and I had recently like looked up, because this was like before TikTok, but I had looked up recently on TikTok what Clearfield, Pennsylvania is about, just to see if I could find anything. And there were pretty much just like, 8-bit videos of rednecks doing nothing. But there was like one video or two where these girl was like, I'm so proud of my little town. And it was like 7 kids in Clearfield having a Black Lives Matter rally during the George Floyd thing. And I was like, I know this town's only like 500 people, but like
wow.
7 people at this rally in this one corner. You couldn't have gotten a full 10.
Crazy. Trust me, that's crazy. You know that's crazy. Stop it. Because
there probably were 10.
had that. Honesdale had that, and I think it was maybe a baker's dozen that went to the like. And not only was it a baker's dozen, like people were hazing the shit out of them, bro, throwing shit. Like, bro, it was. Look up Honesdale, Pennsylvania. I want you to see the split between ethnicities. It is. There were no black people at this rally. Like there was somebody maybe mixed. Somebody you went like, I don't know, maybe they went to Aruba for like 2 weeks and came back. So I don't know, but they were getting hazed, bro. Can you imagine like if it was actual black people showed up, or people like what? That shit would have got set on fire, and they would have said like, Antifa just walked in and shoved their cocks down some like poor 85-year-old judge who's been a part of the town since, the beginning. Well, the town was created.
If there were black people there, they're smarter than me, and they definitely went down to Philly for some looting. I was so mad about missing that looting, dude.
Why did we miss out on the looting? Why did we all miss out on the looting? I have had
2 looting opportunities in my life and missed out on
We lived in New York City when riots happened. I mean, I've been there, when blackouts happen. Blackout specials is not a joke. Like when people start walking, bro, think about that idea, right? Like you're at the store, you're about to cop your 87-inch TV from Costco. You just paid your membership up. You're about to literally you're leaving with tubs of snacks, all dry goods, right? Nothing's gonna you didn't think about getting groceries today. You were looking for the snacks and the TV, and then the lights come off.
Amazing.
I'm yours.
Taking that TV.
That's yours. There's a warranty already probably in it now. It just they have to hand it over. They have to hand. What are you going to do at this point?
Okay, people. But with that being said, sorry, you live in an area that gets very dark at night in a very small community. Why don't you just commit home invasion, dude? I would do that at least once a year for fun. Because who's gonna stop you, dude?
All these niggas have guns.
Here's the difference.
That's what they wait for.
Bing, 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 bing. Literally, bro, the wet dream of these guys out here, men and women alike, and I say guys as a group, literally, is for a home invasion to start and them to fucking break out their, Mossenberg 500 and blast somebody in the chest with it.
That is a wet dream.
I am the hero. I saved my chickens.
Yeah, they're top G.
Definitely. They really are top G.
They really is a wet dream, though. I told y'all about what happened with my father-in-law, right? One time, one of my wife's biological dad. I gotta differentiate because I'm not gonna put this on Ralph.
Turn yourself up a little bit, Joe.
My fault. So speaking of actual wet dreams of these people with these guns, I never told y'all about how this nigga said, "Get that nigger!" in front of me, how he wanted to scream out, "Get that nigger!" to his daughter and shoot people. I never told y'all this story? Oh,
never heard this story, no.
Yeah, we were just at his house one afternoon. We were chilling, and my sister-in-law came home from school, and she had a sweater, a hoodie on about Second Amendment rights. And then her dad is all like, "Anybody say anything about your sweater, at school?" And she was like, "No." He was like, "Oh, all right, well, whatever." And he was like, I don't see the problem. I just want to be able to yell when someone comes in my house. I just want to be able to yell, "Sabrina, get that nigger!" And
this is the family you're married into, correct?
Technically. but it's complicated. It's complicated in ways I can't say on the pod. But
okay, are you seeing this guy on Thanksgiving?
nah.
Okay,
No, thank God,
Nah.
bro. Yo,
But wait, there's more, right? So one of his friends was there, and I was there, and my wife was there, and both of their jaws dropped. And I just looked at my wife, and I was just like, yo, just chill. Please, don't, just chill. My wife was like, and I was like, please, just let this rock. Don't do this here. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. And that was a conversation later with
command.
Yeah,
I would have stabbed him in the chest, honestly.
I mean, but why? This ain't a white nigga I care about. I mean, let me say something.
Yeah, but
I do care about Chris
also.
Adams. I do. You know, he's still the biological father. He put my wife on this planet, helped contributed to it. But like, in terms of
you putting respect on the racist name. You wild for that one.
I like that just doesn't have anything to do with me, you know? So I don't need to beat him up in his house.
I've beaten up somebody in their house for that. No, technically speaking, in the long ago when I hated myself and dated white women, I did have a partner whom me and her stepdad got into it, and he dropped an N-bomb on me after I beat his ass. But I mean, he kind of deserved that one. You know, I whooped his ass in front of like all 4 of his kids.
So
yeah.
So he
whatever
earned
shit
that
you
one.
talk,
He
whatever
earned that
shit
one.
you talk, you know, I'm not gonna punish you for it because you already got it. You know,
He
you know
he
what?
earned that one. You know what?
I'm like, you're bleeding as you're
but-
saying it.
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel where you're coming from.
you're calling me a nigger, but you are a victim. So you are a victim.
I'm like, that N-bomb is all you got? Because you don't got hands.
You lost this fight, Whitey.
You ever
lost
saw
this
that
fight.
shit? You ever saw that shit? I think it was like some podcaster posted. It was like he was in Philly and some shit broke out, and it was a bunch of like, you know, black teenagers that jumped this one white guy and robbed him, and he wanted to say it, and I think the podcaster kind of just admitted, like, you know, if he did, I wouldn't really get angry, like, because I get it, like, it just, like, that was definitely if you were gonna call a group something,
That's the moment.
this was definitely it. Like, he's like bruised, lumped up. And it's just like he just got his wallet robbed. It was probably payday, bro.
I wish
honestly.
there was like a monetary amount people like got fined when they said it in public, and then like it went back to like the black
then
community.
Elon Musk
like for every person, like if a
paying
cop hears
all
you
the
say it in
time.
public, you got to pay like $150,000.
Stop
fine.
it. You know
And
what
then
happens?
That
You get an
goes to like
update?
the local library. That goes to like
You know,
the
that's a
Detroit library.
subscription. You know, it wouldn't, because it immediately would turn into a subscription. And like Disney Plus, Edward Plus.
I pay $15 a month to say nigger at least 12 times a month. You know,
I
I
can't
pay
make
my
this a
fees.
clip. There's too many N-bombs. I can't believe this many times. TikTok won't allow it.
We're gonna have to roll the dice, because that shit would sell off the yo,
it'll go
Elon
viral
Musk-
for a little bit.
Yo,
before it gets,
come
before
on,
it gets
Elon
flagged.
Musk would have like been behind it. He'd be
I feel
like,
like
my
Elon
people have been
Musk-
affected.
No, that's
Like-
that's
I feel
Twitter.
like-
That's Twitter, not TikTok. Fuck him.
Can I say this? I feel like
No, I
Elon
just mean
Musk
in
has
general.
probably never said nigger. I feel like he's too strange of an individual to have
Whoa,
that kind of. I feel like he's weird
definitely not.
and strange and bad, but I feel like just nigger was never in his vocabulary.
No,
I
it
feel
is.
like he never dropped it.
He's
Yeah.
in South Africa.
Yeah, but like the South African part that's white, like he's probably you see how pale he is
Have
in
you
South
seen-
Africa?
Exactly. Have you seen how these people like talk about their existence within South Africa? Because now they're obviously, you know, as more land is claimed and more people are rightfully, you know, given back their property and things, that, you know, there's like a smaller group of white folks that are now living there, and some of them feel like they're being oppressed, because now they're like the last ones, like, you know, all their friends left, kind of like the area, and now it's just them with a bunch of actual Africans, and they feel a certain type of way. So yeah,
That's
I think
crazy.
Elon Musk
I
is
feel like
dropping that.
I don't know, man. I feel like his family is, but I feel like he's the kind of person, like he's weird,
Bro,
but on like a different level
trade
that
on
I don't
diamonds.
understand. Like, I feel like he's the kind of dude where his mom would say it, and he'd be like, "Mommy, you're being
Mom, don't
crass.
say that.
Now hand me my cum sock." You know what I mean? Like,
Why does he got the
cum sock with Morgan Freeman at the end of it? Like, yeah, that's what he's doing. Okay, he is coming on the face of black
Morgan Freeman
respectable
came
men.
to you too quick.
Way too quick, honestly.
That Morgan Freeman cum sock came to you way too quick. What are you?
I don't have
What are you
one.
jerking off to now?
I don't have one.
I refute those allegations.
False
Allegedly.
allegations.
Whatever allegement has gone on in this in this podcast as exists, and you know what? We're gonna move on because we're not gonna admit that anybody has a Morgan Freeman cum sock, because that would be wild, right? Who has a cum sock? Honestly,
Yes.
do you guys have cum socks?
No.
That sounds crazy.
No.
Paper towels, my dude.
Right? Oh, paper towels. Wait. You what? You're not
toilet
using
paper.
Bounty for the tip of your dick.
I am.
No.
I am.
Don't no. Put some respect to my name.
I am.
No,
I'm the
using
nicest. I'm the nicest. For my dick.
Viva are the best paper towels out.
No,
right?
they're not. They're ass. Those things are
No,
ass.
Vivas those are so soft.
Yeah, they feel stupid and fake. Okay, this is old man.
It feels like cotton.
Podcast hours. Old man podcast hours are up right now. And if you're an adult that goes and buys their own paper towels, like, go in the chat, go into our comments, go crazy right now, because this man is lying. Viva towels are crazy, disgusting to touch. That fake.
What?
Like, Joseph, do you know what I'm talking about?
Hell no.
At all?
Hell
All right.
nah.
So how about we get some money sent to the boys? Okay. $sign Trop J. Send him $6. $. I don't know. Thrilla, you got one?
Ain't Thrilla. Like $ ain't Thrilla. Like
Got it.
The $sign is the
so
S.
it looks like Saint Thrilla.
Yeah.
Okay, so $sign ain't Thrilla. So make sure you donate $6 to me, him, and I'm in Venmo Christian Cardona 24. Okay, remember that, because we have to prove this. Okay, Viva is disgusting. It is.
Wow.
It's unnatural. It's unnatural.
You're autistic, dude. Viva is fucking amazing.
I am. I probably am. ADHD has been, like, they have a lot of
Viva
studies right now.
feels like an actual full-blown towel. Like, it feels like a towel.
You're crazy. It's not even absorbent. It's terrible at what it's supposed to do.
It's
Bro,
super
don't
absorbent,
even-
dude. You know what it is?
Stop.
Maybe you know what? I'll give it to you because you have 47 children. So maybe
Yes,
you're
in my
encountering
shoe.
more
spill
spills than I
games,
am.
yeah,
A lot
I'm
of
more
spills.
concerned with softness than
I don't need my
strength.
paper towels to be soft. That's what the toilet
Yeah, I don't need
paper's
them.
for.
No. Exactly.
Like, if you
need
like
those
you
ridges.
could blow your you could get up a spill with some Viva, but also blow your nose. It's like that beautiful in between of paper towels and toilet paper.
That's confusing millennial
Sounds like a
shit.
shop towel.
Yeah, it is. That's what it kind of feels like. That weird, like,
Yeah.
disposable ones that kind of,
Yeah,
they're almost
yeah.
like microfiber,
Yeah.
but they're almost like that. That's the
Still like
sensation, but
cotton.
it's a whole roll of it. Okay. It's
Yeah.
not like, so it is really strange if you're not used to those, like, kind of feelings. I'm sure, like, there's, like, visceral responses. Maybe I am just hyper fixated on that, but it is trash. I will riot for that. Listen, there's other better paper towels. If you want cheap, you could go Scott. Scott has a really beautiful towel.
But
It
the
goes a
thing
little
is,
quick, in my
Viva's
opinion.
not. You keep throwing this cheap label on Viva. Viva is not always cheap.
Viva's cheap, bro. Viva's always, like, at
It's
least by
cheap
me.
for what it is, but like the Bounty feels like dirt.
You're
Bounty
bugged.
feels like
Stop
wood.
it.
No,
stop
stop.
it.
Oh,
Well, because
okay.
it
When I
does.
feel Bounty, I'm like, this comes from wood for sure.
Because you're
When I
not
feel
supposed
Viva,
to
I'm
blow
like,
your
this
nose
comes
with
It all
Bounty.
comes from wood.
It's not. It's
It all
not
comes
for
from wood.
Yeah,
Like,
they do all come from wood. Yeah, that's crazy. It is.
I
made
would
of
wear a
paper.
shirt made out of Viva.
That's weird. That's weird. Like you don't cheap out on paper towels, man.
You mean Sheen? You mean Sheen?
Yeah, honestly, you mean Shein.
You
Bro,
mean
oh, man.
you mean Wish.com? Like, like that Dragon Ball Z, like, hoodie that you saw and you thought was fire because you saw the print and then it got to you, but it is a Viva towel.
And I would rock it proudly.
Yeah.
For
You
two
would rock it
wears.
for two until you go outside and it rains and,
And
it
it
just
rains,
disintegrates because that picture of that hentai girl getting
Yeah.
like,
And now you're an R&B video.
What? What?
Yeah,
R&B
'cause it's
videos
gonna-
with the rain go hard. Why
Yeah,
do we
it's
go
gonna
away from that,
disintegrate.
bro?
It's gonna disintegrate.
Yo, what if that's like your chick, right? Like that's who you were with at the beginning of the song, and it's just like, like, you know, and it starts melting away. Creative
Exactly.
director.
Viva
Saint
is
Thrillah.
for smooth R&B niggas like myself.
Yeah, that's
Can you
weird.
imagine
I don't think
H-Town
so.
is like exclusively, those three men are exclusively rocking with Viva. So now you can tag them, since you're tagging every celebrity possible every time we mention them, which I'm all for, because one day Drake is going to run into us and definitely talk about the fact that he wants to give you a long, passionate suck. Because I'm going to will that.
Dominican Badness Senior, as he said on Instagram.
That's
With
crazy,
a picture
bro.
of Cuba Gooding Jr. for those who didn't see it.
He was waiting for that shit, right? Like he was absolutely.
Oh my
waiting
god!
for
I
that.
just got the
Since
joke. I just got the
2006.
joke. I just got the joke. I just got it. I just got it. Cuba
Yo.
good, Dominican bad, senior and junior. Yeah.
Senior and junior.
I saw that part
bro.
with the Cuba and the Gooding. I was like, why is this nigga calling himself Dominican?
Dominican badness, because he's not doing
yeah. And
he's not doing
you know,
Gooding.
He's
Right,
Brugal
yeah.
Poppy.
Yeah.
Ooh, can you imagine? Like he just has like a Brugal
Certified Mama
shot
Juana
girl.
boy.
Oh my god, he's definitely he's fully becoming a Dominican bodega like store owner, right? Like at this
I
point,
don't think so.
no, bro.
He always
like
he always has been.
he always has been, because Champagne Papi definitely is down with chicharrón, y yuca, and he's listen. If you're gonna fuck thick women,
know when I-
it might as well be the Dominican Republic. All
You
I'm
know when
saying.
I knew Drake was Hispanic? He's got that one song from like 2010 or something where he was talking about like going through like a list of girls he was talking through, and he said she laughed, typed out ja 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 instead of ha 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 ha. I was like, oh, he knows.
Gee, that's deep cuts, bro. That's deep cuts. And when you talking with a Dominican or a Latina, and she starts talking about your leche, and you go like, my milk? What's going on with my milk? No, siree. Your leche. She wants.
Ja 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 for all my Spanish girls one time is a Drake line. So
One
he's down.
time.
He's affiliated. He's from the Caribbean. Drake is really Caribbean as fuck.
Yeah, he really is. Really,
He's got
I mean, he's got an absentee father and a helicopter mom. He was bent. Overbearing helicopter Jewish mom.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So Mans was always going to be this crazy sexually active.
I really.
Like, how
I know
much
we talk
sex
about
do you
Drake
think
so
he's
much.
having? At, like
Drake
right
or-
now, like
We-
a day.
we talked about
in
this,
a
right?
day.
A day?
No.
We talked about this last episode, but I want to know how much sex Drake's father is having. Because now that you've mentioned them, like I've never seen Drake's mom and dad side by side, but I have
Yeah.
seen them separately, and I want to know how the fuck that connection happened.
Because
That's a very odd looking couple. Like not even like
Bro.
black guy, white girl. It's just a weird looking couple. It looks like
when you got sauce, you got sauce. And I've seen the pictures when he was young. He had sauce. I'm just saying.
did he grow into his mustache? Because his mustache is like this fucking big, dude. It's like up to his fucking eyeballs.
Bro, you don't get it. It was a time. It was just a time. Men had big ass mustaches like that. Like my dad growing up had an MTA because he worked on the toll bridges, and he was like doing those toll machines back in the day, the ones you used to just throw coins and shit. So there's a picture of him with the fucking, I mean, like full on Burt Reynolds, like push broom mustache and a mullet. And it's an epic picture because he lost his hair like probably like the next year, because I had never seen him with that much hair and that big of a mustache. I think my
So the
mom hated
mustache
it. That's
genetics
what-
just skipped you.
well, we're not related. He's the stepfather, so yeah, it did. There's nothing there. I don't know. I don't know who the true father is. I never met the man, and that is a mystery that I've always played with in my life. I wonder. I hope you. I don't hope anything. I hope I'm okay.
Like, you just
So you guys, have you ever seen your mom's naked?
what? Of course.
No, thank God. Thank God.
I'm just like going through my list of topics, and like some of these are like really outdated because we skipped them when I wrote them down a really long time ago, and some of them I don't remember why I wrote them down. But Naked Mom is one of them, and I might have written that down 6 months ago. So let's get into Naked Mom talk, shall we?
I've seen my whole family naked. I've seen my whole family naked. We are just
what's going on?
So you and your brothers
house?
just in the bathhouse together?
Nah, but when we were little, like we had to bathe together. I had 2 older brothers, but they're not that much older than me, so like, we had to bathe together. I remember bathing
your mom
with my
was really
parents.
popping them out, huh? Like all your brothers like 2 years apart?
My 2 older brothers have a different mom.
Ah,
yeah.
So your dad was Drake's dad, just a Rolling Stone.
Yep. Well, I mean, I don't think Drake has any siblings.
A Rolling Stone in spirit. I don't think Drake has any siblings either. Yeah. Oh, well, it could be me. My last name technically is Graham. I don't know. We do have equally large mustaches.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if I found out, if Drake found me tomorrow, like just took a private jet and landed in front of my job in Detroit in the middle of the fucking street? Well, not the jet, the plane he owns, the Boeing fucking 747 he owns.
So how fast are you sucking his dick then? Because this sounds like really...
I can't suck his dick then. It's incestuous.
Yeah,
it's incestuous. You're right. Yeah, nah, don't go to Alabama. I don't know what Alabama's like, but if you do, check in. Is it just as bad as I think it is, or is that just TV and race and I don't know, discrimination? Yeah, I guess, right?
Some kind of discrimination.
No, Alabama and all West Virginia, all these like super redneck parts are just as bad as, if not worse, than what you've heard about dramatized on TV. These communities are really, you gotta realize something, dude. Like these communities, they're like your community, right? Like if people don't leave for college, they stay, and you can only have but so many children. So if all these people are staying there for generation upon generation upon generation, it's very likely that people are gonna fuck their brothers, cousins, sisters, and uncles.
Yeah,
you gotta remember, with rednecks, and these people are scared of cities. Period. And
it's crazy,
right? They went further than suburbs, right? Because suburbs is like nice, but like your neighbors are next door, literally. They went to places where your neighbors are a fucking mile away. But you're still in the same town. You still all go to the same school. I mean, even by accident, that incestuous shit happens all the time.
I know
in
people
those little country areas,
that happens to out here.
Towns.
Not like actual people who accidentally actually fuck, but I know like I have some friends who their families are mad big that they be running into people, and a lot of times they'll be girls, and then they start talking, and they're like, wait. Who's your cousin? Your mother's who? Ah, shit. We're cousins.
I actually do have a story like that
Colombians
I heard of.
have a lot of that situation. Colombians have a lot of that situation. I'll tell you, growing up, so I don't know if this was pretty normal in your life, Joseph, but for me, it was like we always had the parties in the community rooms, like the in the basement of the apartment. If you don't know what that is, check your privilege at the door. Get the fuck out of this podcast already. Because obviously we're not at that tax bracket, because the community room was wild, right? So sometimes it was like a legit party, but sometimes it was just because our parents felt like they needed a drink with lights off. Like literally, like that was it, bro. Because it was sweat. People smelled crazy, either it was cigarettes or some kind of weed. Somebody's doing this, while people are in the community room. And I can remember growing up, going to these parties and going like, this is just weird, because now like all the like we're turning into teenagers, right? Like, like we're all kind of around the same age. Cause there's this generation of Colombians that came in pretty much at the same time, like because of the shit that was going on in Colombia at the moment. So, we're in this make pretend party, and I can remember like talking with this girl, hitting it off, me and her like really clicking, like it's firing in all cylinders, right? Like I was like, wow, this is cool. Like, I know her in school, but we never talked. Like, this is nice. Like, now like I get to kind of know her, and she's good looking. And not even 40 minutes later, I find out we are like second cousins because she's related. And I'm just like, fuck this, dude. You know what? I'm never, ever, because that happened multiple times. you would go to these stupid little parties, and then all of a sudden you find out you're related to like 3 people in the room, and you're just like, what the fuck is this about, bro? Like, I'm not even on the right side of the Queens anymore. Like, can I just get a break? Like, give me a break. I can't. So I don't.
So how many cousins?
And that's when you were all black women all the time. Just
yeah,
make
no,
sure they were
seriously.
Just to make sure.
You know what? I think there's some credence to that, because I literally looked at somebody who was just the opposite of me, and I was just like, oh, like this is some, like, I'm gonna date a 6 foot like one like Nigerian woman, like, you know, like that's as
Like
bad
there's no
as
chance.
from the Bronx. Like we have nothing. I share, and apparently I am. There's like 1.6% of me that is Nigerian. So if we are somehow related, that is kind of crazy. But I think it's like 6%.
I'll give the slave trade that. At least it ripped apart enough families that no black people are pretty much related anymore. We have more in common with white people at this point than anybody else, our own color, because of all the slave rape, because the white man is evil as fuck.
Yeah,
gotta shit on the white man every podcast. I really have to stay on brand with that. You know?
You gotta stay on brand, honestly, because if there's one thing that's driving us, it's the hatred. It's the hatred for the things and the atrocity that white men have done. I don't care if you tune off on this podcast at this point, because y'all are pussy. That's what you are. Find me. Fight me. Bitch.
Don't do it.
Speaking of which, just for algorithm's sake, Andrew Tate, let's talk about it, since he's the king of the internet at this point.
I thought we weren't going to talk about him, because I
feel like we have to. Our most listened to episode has Andrew Tate in the title, and I was doing some Google research about fucking getting our shit in the algorithm again. We gotta have a segment about relevant topics, and Greta Thunberg, Andrew fucking Tate, Pizza Box. It's all gotta get talked about.
Okay,
so
here we go. I got one for you. Already hot, right? So here is something. Have you guys ever heard of the empty coffee cup test for actors?
No,
I have not.
Okay. So, logistically speaking, you can't just hand an actor a drink filled with any kind of liquid. You don't want spillage. You don't want it to get on, sensitive equipment, whatever, right? So
costumes, etc.
Yeah, you've got this test with actors on how they treat the coffee cup. If they treat the coffee cup like something in them tells them that it's empty, they do unnatural, physics with the cup, you kind of can understand how good the actor is. Now, there's some actors that are able to grab the cup and then really make you feel like there's weight to it. Being careful, they don't want to spill it, like it's because it's hot, right? Like you got to empty. You don't got iced coffee. You're giving somebody this hot coffee. It's supposed to be a part of the character at that moment, so they need to treat it like it has physics. Andrew Tate not only fucked up with these pizza boxes, I know they were empty, and stupid of him to even just have that many empty boxes in one house. Because did you see man's grab that? He grabbed it like there was nothing. Like he might have just threw it in the air and then just grabbed it like mid-air, slammed it back down, be like, yeah, there's definitely 25 pizzas in here. That man is such a fucking weirdo fraud, and I don't get it. Why do we give so many frauds so many platforms and so many fucking minutes of our day? Why?
We give frauds platforms because one thing that I've been learning recently, hate is numbers, bro. Like, people, I'm the kind of person, I want my life to be about joy. I want to travel. I want to have sex. I don't really have a ton of aspirations of, I hate to say it, but building community, or building up my community rather, because people hate more than anything. We talk about Andrew Tate in this way where he's this villain, but it's he's just one man putting out bullshit. And then there's other people who believe the bullshit. But I think a good half of how he gets spread is people hating on him. So there's a whole hate and attention economy. There's, what's that saying? There's no publicity. There's no bad
no such thing as
or
bad publicity.
Yeah,
exactly. But with the internet, it's so insane, and it's we give platforms to the worst people ever for you know what's crazy? You ever see somebody who says some dumb shit on the internet, and someone who like a bunch of the comments will like tag their favorite like person they have a parasocial relationship with on the internet? Like it's weird. Like you could have like this person said something dumb, and you could have blocked them. You could have hit not interested. You could have hit ignore. You could have downvoted. Whatever it is, there's mechanisms on all the websites you can see a person you don't like's content on. Reddit's got the downvote. You know, YouTube's got dislike. All of them have block. All of them have not interested. All of them have whatever reports. But nobody does that. Instead, they post content against this person for 25 fucking minutes, spreading their legend and their legacy, and then they get mad when that person like gathers a following because it's like you were in part of that.
Well, that's human nature, I believe.
Yeah, I don't buy the whole human nature thing. When people say human nature, my thing when people say human nature, right? Human nature is eating, sleeping, fucking. I think there's like a lot of extra shit that we've added along the way that maybe now is human nature, but it's just like it's not. You know what it is? You know what it is? It's capitalism. It's capitalism. That's what it is.
I mean, because of a person,
like a Hassan Piker, right? I saw Hassan Piker. For those who don't know, Hassan Piker is like a leftist kind of Twitch streamer, really pretty guy, really jacked, and he got on a Twitch.
He's on
stream.
the Young Turks quite a bit.
Yeah, he got on a Twitch stream with Andrew Tate, and I was disappointed. Yeah, I saw this a while ago. Not a while, because Andrew Tate hasn't been famous for that long, but basically he was kind of like just trolling Andrew Tate the whole time and like cutting him off, and like he wasn't even like the thing about it is like Hassan was kind of acting the way I would expect Tate to act. Hassan was kind of trolling and cutting him off in the middle of his sentences, and just like he was just like poking fun at Andrew Tate, which is like fine, but like if you're supposed to be this like leftist, you know, pundit, like have a productive conversation, or don't. If Andrew Tate's giving you negative energy, then don't even try. But like Andrew Tate was kind of trying to have a productive conversation with this guy, and there was like 3 other people in the Twitch stream, like other Twitch streamers that I don't really know of, but all 3 of them were like, bro, they're saying to Hassan, they're like, bro, like you're trying to be funny here, and it's dumb. And it's like, I know Hassan's followers, because I saw the comments were on screen, right? All of Hassan's followers were like, you know, comment Hassan W, eliminate. And it's just, like, I don't know. People don't want to. So here it is, right? With the human nature thing. There's capitalism, right? Which makes a Hassan Piker, you know, go on a Twitch stream with Andrew Tate and not try to have a productive conversation and not trying to, like, turn him over just to, like, have clicks. Right? And then you have people on the bottom of the chain who are like us in our tax brackets, and they just need somebody to be their hero because they can't have the money to go travel and fuck like we all would.
They need somebody to champion.
They need a champion. So Hassan is their champion, but Hassan's really just a slave to capitalism in the same way that Andrew Tate is their champion, and Andrew Tate's he's a slave to capitalism.
It's what is it? Ad revenue and sponsorships and contracts and deals with, you know, entities that like continue to support like the narrative, right? Because it's really about contention and us screaming into the void what drives the wheels of capitalism, right? Because if we don't have that kind of dissent, we can't focus on anything else, right? We don't have the bandwidth to deal with a 8-hour day, then rear children, and then be able to, you know, weaponize the revolution. Like it's almost impossible. So so people like this absolutely fuel it. They're the coal for that engine of us just kind of disintegrating and being more and more separated. What I will say is that when we give these kind of men the avenue and then continue them either side, right? It's when they become the most dangerous, because like they start to say stupid shit just because they know it will generate clicks, it will generate income, it will generate something, and then it gets way too real for them because either they're doing something that's kind of fucked up, or life is fucked up, or people just go, this dude's a dick and we're gonna get him. Like it's almost happened to everybody on any kind of platform that you like expose yourself to that limit, and you're saying things that are are truly just like abhorrent, right? Like that's what it is. Like you have your Alex Jones, you have your Rush Limbaughs, you have everybody that's talked in these negative spaces, even the left, like kind of like, you know, I don't know who would be a perfect example. AOC, I guess, Greta Thunberg, the way they go after those women, like calling them like everything you can imagine, and that's just in recent memory. What about Hillary Clinton, bro? Yeah. I went to a place of business, a job I got hired at, and they had a sticker in the urinal with Hillary Clinton's face on it and a target in a urinal. So you could just piss on her.
Well, with a Hillary Clinton, it's kind of different because that person's going for like political power. But a Hassan or a Alex Jones, they're just out for money. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just like that's their like driving force. But like it's weird when I'm like on TikTok and like I really hate that TikTok's algorithm has changed.
I think there's nuance that you're ignoring or looking over.
Sorry, what?
I think there's nuance you're overlooking.
And what is that?
Like, you're saying they're in it for money, but there are other motivations for why they do what they do, you know? Like,
true. I believe that's true.
Like, Clout. it's not, you know, like that's, if you've made a career out of it, that's one thing, but also it's who they are, you know, like, because today, like you say, attention is the currency. And the way people take attention these days is by marketing their own personalities today. You know, you are your personal brand. So these people are like that. You know, they want to have their influence, you know, kind of like their influence in the world. I don't want to say they want to have. I'm not even going to project their needs or say what their needs are, but they do have influence over society's commentary, social commentary of the time, you know. So that's what it's there for, right? Because if someone doesn't take it, someone else is just gonna take the space and speak.
But the thing is, for me, it's like
it's another guy.
If you cared about something, then why wouldn't you use your influence to tell people to ignore it? You know what I mean? So, for example, you're
projecting an idea that you have about what's the right move in that situation, which is not objective. You know, that's a subjective thing right there. Like you're saying, he should do this if this is what he believes, but like, you know, maybe that's not the right way. Maybe other people feel differently about it, like Hassan Piker or Andrew Tate.
I mean, like for example, right? Like let's say I'm a mega star influencer, right? We already know my taste in living is a cheap one, right? I'm never gonna need millions of dollars to maintain my lifestyle, right? Maybe I might make millions. But I only need hundreds of a cool 200,000 to maintain a comfortable lifestyle for myself personally, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, for me, if I had a lifestyle that took millions of dollars to maintain, and let's say I don't know, Tucker Carlson said some fuck shit, it would behoove me to make 10 YouTube videos that are going to get hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue to say fuck Tucker Carlson. But if I wanted a betterment for society, because I live in my modest home and because I have my Honda Civic that I'm going to fucking die with and I'm comfortable in life, I would use my influence to say, you know what? I'm not going to make 10 fuck Tucker Carlson videos. I'm not going to go on his show, or I'm not going to be a talking head on Fox. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell my following, block him. I'm going to say block him. I'm going to say block him. I'm going to say block Fox News. I'm going to say revel in your joy, not your hatred. Because at the end of the day, like, you know, if I'm an influencer, I know the majority of my following is never going to reach Tucker Carlson in the way that I can. You're never going to. You might make a 20-minute YouTube video about it from your fucking, you know, your MacBook in a studio apartment that's going to get 600 views. But at the end of the day, you're not making an income off this. You are a MTA worker. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to tell you to do is, hey, how about you don't make hours of content saying fuck Tucker Carlson because you saw me do it and you saw me getting it back to it. I'm telling you, block him. I'm telling you, don't engage. I'm telling you, block Tucker and block Ben Shapiro and block Andrew Tate and live in your joy. But no influencer is going to tell you to live in your joy and like enjoy your life. They're going to tell you they're going to rally you against somebody or something, against the Liver King, against an Andrew Tate, whatever, because your clicks are their Miata and their 7-bedroom, 6.5 bathroom infinity pool having home.
There
There are going to
Miata then Infinity Pool because they're definitely not in the same tax bracket.
Yeah,
I don't even know how much a Miata costs.
There are going to be people who are going to argue that not speaking out against something is the wrong thing to do.
Yeah,
oh no, but it wouldn't be not speaking out against something. It'd be like, hey, these people are. I would say exactly what I'm saying now. These people getting your clicks is putting money in their pockets. I live in a fucking 3-bedroom in the suburbs of LA, and yeah, it's expensive. But if I wanted to live in fucking across the street from fucking Kim Kardashian, I could off getting you outraged. But because I care about a betterment for society, I'm not going to tell you to do that. I'm going to tell you to fucking close my channel, close Tucker Carlson's channel, and go the fuck outside and hang out with your kids. Because that's what I'm going to do. But like nobody does that.
You're
Like
demonetizing yourself.
Yeah. People also do what the fuck they want to do though. If they want to watch that person, they're
I mean, they do, but
person.
like influencers are called that because they influence. Like they really do have like a ton of power. Even like even me, dude. There's people who have told me they have like a parasocial relationship with me.
You are
there's
a
people who have
micro-influencer.
quoted things I've said 6 months ago on my like TikTok lives because they're following me that closely, and I'm fucking nobody. I think I've made a grand total of $200 off TikTok in the 2 years I've been on it. Like I'm nobody.
Right.
I work every day because I'm so fucking broke. like I haven't had a day off since. Besides Christmas and New Year's.
Have you really monetized? Have you really tried to monetize your following? There's a couple ways I think you can really, get a couple pieces of change we could talk about off pod. You know what I'm saying? Like
the thing is though, like I have tried to. Well, not that I've tried to monetize it, but like I know the ways in which I could monetize it, and I don't want to go down those rabbit holes because I know so many people with such a big following that started at the same time as me that talk about topics that I don't give a fuck about because again, my joy is paramount. Me being that's why I moved here, dog. Like I couldn't be a good father to my kid if I stayed in Pennsylvania because I was full of hatred. I was full of anger. I was full of resentment. And that same resentment would come if I got in the comments arguing with everybody about the fucking Tory Lanez trial or if I weighed in on every fucking 50-50 conversation on Black TikTok or Black Twitter or whatever. Like, and when I talk about these things, all my videos go up and I'm not willing to have those conversations. I'll see the comments blow up and I'm just like, I don't even care about this conversation because this doesn't benefit not only my joy, but like the joy of my community as a whole. So I've been saying this since I was a kid. My grandfather once asked me when I want to say 11, he's like, what's your 5-year plan? Because he's like that kind of businessman. And I was like, I just want to be happy. And then he asked me again, like fucking 10 years later. And I said, I just want to be happy. Like that's all I've ever fucking really wanted. I've never really known happiness. And as I get older, I know what happiness looks like. I know what joy looks like. And I mean, yeah, it looks like some change, but like I'm not gonna get some change on the back of me being on a fucking TikTok live at every night with 6 people talking about dating culture or whatever the fuck, and like you know what I mean, and like just general normalcy.
Or on the other hand, you're not on a Twitter space with the Taliban talking about how Andrew Tate is important because he's helping out the oppressive women that are happening in the United States. That was a real thing.
I don't know if that tweet was real because who does the Taliban tweet?
It was real. It was extremely real. It was confirmed from multiple sources, and I know the person. Well, I know of the person who posts, and she's just a crazy person. Literally, there was a picture of Ashley Graham, which that is elite milk. That is the purest elite milk. And she just had twins. So she's got she's got everything. She's a plus size model. She's amazing looking. She was on Sports Illustrated, beautiful woman. And the woman that I was talking about that had the conversation with the Taliban also called her a fat slutty cow, because she had showed up to some kind of Christmas Eve party in a beautiful, high mini, golden dress with a slit. So she looked hot. Like, come on, bro. Like it's a person who just had 2 children and they feel hot. Let them live. And she called her a fat slutty cow. And somehow I see her again in the Andrew Tate thing. And I was like, I do know this name. You're not a person of good takes at all. No good
Ashley
takes here.
Graham, what a throwback. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Because she is mine.
I like entirely forgot about her existence. She got way thinner.
She's
She had 2 kids? When?
3, I think. I think she had one
yeah,
and then and a twins.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Oh man.
With a beautiful black king, might have add. Her husband's even taller than her and more beautiful. And, like,
I love how you said that like that wasn't like a commonplace thing for women to date men taller.
She's tall. Because she's really tall. Like,
Isn't she only like 5'10"?
That's very tall for a woman. You know that.
I mean, yeah, it's tall for a woman, but like that's not out of the realm of possibility.
I think
a man is, I'm taller than her.
Yeah, but you put on. She puts on heels, and she's taller than most men, and that is a problem for some women. They do want to be able to not go out with their significance and be way too tall, way too tall.
Nah,
something in the realm is okay, like a couple inches. But like if like remember, I dated a girl who was 6 feet, so I was already at a disadvantage. She put on heels, and it was 6'4", 6'5", and she just felt like she was with like a little uppies, mama.
Wait. Because I had this experience once where this girl told me she was like 5'7", whatever, right? And I'm 6 feet. This girl, I linked up with her. She was definitely like 6 feet plus. And I remember like. Or she was like 5'11", but like her neck was really long or something. Something about her face, her like neck was long and her like face was really small. So like her lips were like above mine just a little bit, and I hated it so much, dude. Like when she put the right pair of shoes on, her lips were like above mine, and she was already a bad kisser on top of that, and it was just like, oh my fuck, like I hated it. It just made me feel so fucking itchy, dude. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And the thing is, like, I've dated 2 girls that were 5'11", and they were both shorter than me. The lips were below mine, so that felt right. But like this girl was like above mine, and I was like, I can't stand this, dude. I did not know I had a height preference like until that point. I was like, no, do not be. Well, she wasn't taller than me, but like, do not. It was weird, dude. Like we would look in the mirror, and I would be taller. When we kissed, her lips were higher, and it was weird, and I did not like it.
You had a bad kisser problem, also. Like she
was a bad kisser. Yes.
You ever kiss somebody and their mouth is just like pure mush? Like it's just like and you're just like, where is the form? Where are the lips? Like
I
where
don't
did
think
it
I'm
go?
a good kisser.
You know what happened to me once? I thought I was a bad kisser for a little bit recently.
I'm a good.
Not recently, but like in the last like couple of years. So one night
Look at his juicy
I'm out
lips.
in Detroit, right? And so in the summer, like I don't really party like that. We know this, but like I live downtown, so in the summer I would just go for walks around, the downtown and people watch. We have like one drink, people watch, right? So I'm walking around, and this girl DMs me, and she's like, "Are you outside?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Turn around." I turn around. It's this girl that like found me off TikTok and like lives in this neighborhood, right? And the thing is, like, I knew she was cute online, but like in real life, actually very much looked like Ashley Graham, but like super thin waist, super huge thighs. I love some big weight. I love some big fucking legs, like just a chunky pair, but like on this tiny little waist. So I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" Like, da da da. So we start shooting the breeze, and I'm like, "Are you by yourself?" And she's like, "Yeah, sometimes like after work to unwind, I'll like come out here, drink a little bit, and chill by myself." So, we're outside and we're just chilling and we're just like yucking it up. And she's buying me drinks, I'm buying her drinks, and I'm like, oh shit, like I came out of my house on like a random fucking Thursday night and I'm on a date. This is crack. Like this is pretty cool. So we're hanging out for like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 hours, something like that. Bars are starting to close. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going home. I'm going to go walk. She's like, no, let me drive you. And I'm like, drive? Like I live a 20-minute walk away, and like she lives like a 25-minute walk away. She's like, I'm not going to walk down here. Like I drove, my car's right there. So I was like, all right, cool. So we get in her car, and she's right in front of my building, and I'm like, damn, this is a really great time.
Because that's the end. That's the perfect end, if you ask me. Just a reminder that your boy has signed up for an OF. I don't know if it's active yet, but he got approved. Find out if he gets his ass ate.
Yes, link in bio, exclusive content. But no, she did not eat my ass. We didn't get anywhere near that. So what happened was, I was like, "Yo, like I really appreciate you, you know, hanging out with me. Catch you later, right?" So I go for the hug, but she goes for the kiss. And I'm like, oh shit, like nice. Like this is
Did you call
sick,
yourself
dude.
the Riz God at that moment? You're like, Riz God.
I didn't. I wasn't the Rizzler in the situation. She was like she started.
The Rizzler. Rizzle me this, bad bitch.
But yeah, she was buying the drinks for the most part. Like I started buying drinks when I knew I was staying out. But like she bought the first few rounds, and I was just like, okay, like shit, now we lit. So like, because my shit was like, I was gonna walk around the downtown, like do a little people watching, have one drink, go home, like get my steps in and go home. You know what I mean? But once I saw she was cool, I was like, all right, like now I'll start buying drinks. Now that we 2-3 rounds in, now I'm gonna start copping them. But even though I was poor as shit, like I'm still paying off those. But yeah. So like, I go for the hug, she goes for the kiss, and I'm like, bet, like I might have a new little thang in Detroit. Sure enough, ghost. Like she didn't ghost me technically, but like we might have texted once or twice after that, and like I tried to chill. Like she just. I even saw her in person because like she was working at like some event like down the street from me, and like we talked, like it was fine, but like nothing really came of that. And I was just like, damn, am I like a bad kisser? Because like I was really sitting there thinking about the conversation. Because like first you think about the conversation, it's like, all right, maybe she thought I was going in for a kiss, so she went in to like quell the situation. But like I definitely wasn't. Like I was fully head was tilted the other way. She went for a kiss, right? So then I'm thinking about the conversation. I'm like, our conversation was fine. It was lit. We laughed. Then she went for the kiss, and then she ghosted me. Like, that don't even make no fucking sense. So I was like, I had to just have been a bad kisser, or maybe had, like, bad breath going on or something. I don't know.
It happens.
I
happens.
wasn't smoking cigarettes at that time, so I don't know if it was bad breath.
Happens to the best of us. Sometimes we just don't connect. Sometimes we just don't connect.
Yeah. Maybe she was, like, going through it with like an ex a little bit, and then she was like, you know what, I'm gonna get back out there and I'm just gonna, you know, be a little bit more spontaneous. She went in, she kissed you, she was like, there's this guy I'm really attracted to, we've had a few drinks, kissed him, and then immediately after she was like, I feel guilty and I need to go back to that person, or I need to go back home and really rethink my life.
Never
and
know.
That's not your fault. That's not your fault.
Can I give out a secret that I do on the internet?
Oh shit.
If I have somebody on Instagram and I feel like they're not interested, I'll mute their stories, I'll mute their posts, and I'll wait for them to reach out to me. And if they don't reach out to, because I post on my story all the time, all you gotta do is tap like. If I feel like they aren't reaching out anymore, I'm just like, okay, they weren't interested. Because I'll reach out on all the stories, you know what I mean? Like I'll be like,
right.
So I muted her,
Sasha
and have not heard nothing since. And she has my number. She lives half a block away. Like if I backflipped hard enough, I would be in her apartment. Like,
Can you imagine? That would be great if he just.
You ever just feel like you can do backflips?
No,
I respect the backflip, and I know I can't.
I respect it. I respect it.
I don't have the core strength.
The shoulder.
How long have we been recording? My time is like not popping up right now. I have no
idea. It's an hour and 3 minutes so far.
In. Yeah.
So this was a smooth episode. I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
How did we get here? I think it's because of, between the coffee and the good.
Is that where we're gonna end my getting curved? Is that we're gonna chop it off? Like this nigga gets no bitches. Good night, everybody.
You know what? Let's just say let's make that the narrative we want to paint. This nigga gets no bitches. You know,
none.
He gets no bitches.
Yeah, you know that honestly is the narrative. I really don't get bitches.
Take the narrative.
Yeah,
take the narrative.
Yeah,
it's
the safest way. While you can, and there's nothing that bitches love more than a nigga who don't get bitches.
Who's unavailable?
No, I think bitches like niggas that get bitches. I don't get I don't get bitches. I'm just perpetually single.
But they know. I know all bitches look at you
they like
and
the idea
think that you're a problem.
They like the idea of you getting women, but they do not like the idea.
Want you?
Do not like you getting women at all. Like it is always a problem.
The problem is I'm a bad bitch, so every girl
Yeah.
thinks that I have bitches all the time.
Right. We actually should cover it up a little bit so I can edit this out the pod. You know, get into some other conversation, and then I'll just be like,
or do we continue at this point?
I'll do it with the video too.
I
can
got
do
it.
with the
It's
video. You
fine.
send me the
And that's
video.
why I marked it. That's why.
And I'll. Oh, okay.
I just wanted to see what time we did it. That was crazy.
Yeah, I will.
I mean, we could end on one
I
more
can-
topic that
I
I
can
don't
get
think we
it
discussed
cracking.
that I have on my list.
Oh, I got a good question. And let's see here.
I also have a quick question. I watched something recently, and I want to know your guys' take on it.
Okay. Would you rather
I
wait
don't be
on a
watching shit.
platform for a train that will never come, or wait for the microwave to never finish heating up your meal? That's hell.
I mean, either way is hell, right? Like, because you would, you'd be stuck at the train. Would you just never take the train?
Yeah, basically.
So, well, one is you live on the platform, and the other one is you DoorDash.
You live at
into the
home.
Microwave.
True,
I mean, you can just DoorDash or use a skillet.
But you have to wait for the microwave.
Yeah, you could
to
just never
finish.
use. You could just never use a microwave again and live a healthier
But-
life.
Hypothetically, like, what if you're just stuck there doing that motion? Like, what is worse for you?
Oh, so you're
okay,
saying like
okay,
you can't
okay,
do
okay.
anything but wait for these things to finish?
Yeah,
Oh,
correct.
shit.
Maybe
That
Which
never gonna
worst
finish.
version of
the
hell is
thing.
worse for you? Is basically the question.
All right. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say I'd rather if we're stuck in both scenarios, I would rather do the train platform
Okay.
because two reasons, right? It's a public train. There's going to be other people there that are also going to be waiting for the train. I feel like I could bag a bitch if I'm just living at the train platform.
That's fair.
Or at least make a friend, a text buddy. If I'm just stuck in my house staring at a microwave, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah.
I'm just going to bash my head into the fridge
yeah.
and die.
You'll at least
No
see
human
interesting
contact?
things at a train station.
And in the same space of thought, how long? Now, this is us getting stuck. How long would it take for you to eat an entire grocery store? And let's clarify the type of grocery store. Let's say, what's a national chain? A Stop and Shop of sorts.
Oh my god!
I love it. Who's been in a Stop and Shop since 1994? I haven't seen a Stop and Shop in a while.
It's a national brand.
Nah,
ShopRite. All right, ShopRite.
There's probably the most stop.
ShopRite is only New York.
There's like 4
No.
Stop and Shops on Staten Island. Actually.
New Jersey, Pennsylvania, everywhere.
Yeah,
It's not just an East Coast thing.
ShopRite. Yeah, there's a lot of ShopRites in Jersey.
Remember the can like commercial?
Yeah.
That shit was aired nationally.
I love how you just named all East Coast places and said ShopRite. It's not all East Coast.
Yeah, no, ShopRite is definitely only East Coast, but not just New York.
Fuck you, C-Town for life.
C-Town.
Met food.
Associated.
Oh, there is a
Associated.
shop. There is a ShopRite in Michigan, Vassar, Michigan. I don't know what the fuck that is. 989.
I think
area code?
ShopRite is partially, I believe, what do you call it? A franchise or something. Like it's kind of individually owned. I actually work with
You know how
someone.
big
Yeah.
Trader
Three
Joe's.
stores.
How about Trader Joe's?
Well, Trader Joe's is the fastest one because it's the smallest and most
That's a
delicious
lot
eats.
smaller. That's a lot smaller than a ShopRite or a
But
Stop and Shop.
how long are you eating everything?
Okay.
How long does it take you?
All right. What about stuff going bad? Like,
Don't think about that. Like we're not doing that.
Okay.
Nothing goes bad?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long would
You
it
just
take
eat. You just eat till you can't. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, it's gonna take me over a year.
Yeah.
It's gonna
All
take
right.
over a year.
Are we
Is
talking?
there like a year's amount of food in a grocery store? Is that like a scientific fact?
Oh, more than that, because all the dry goods, all the stuff in cans,
Yeah.
are good
You
for
have
at
a stock
least a
room.
year.
You have a stock room at least for stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Are we
That's a
talking
good
the
one.
stock room as well? Because the stock room doubles the size.
Not always though. You go
Not
to
necessarily.
you go to
My
an
store
Aldi
stock room
and it's like 4 pallets.
Yeah, dumb small. They do very much like truck to shelf. People be coming in like, why do
Truck
you
to
run out
shelf.
of stuff? Is it in the back? And you're like, miss, the front is bigger than the back. The back is just our break room. And a couple boxes, a couple crates of milk.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no back. Ain't no magical back. The back is outside. To
All
be
right.
honest.
So how long would it take me to eat a Trader Joe's if nothing expired? I haven't been in a Trader Joe's in a while. My appetite's been really small lately. I'm gonna say I'm living in here as well. Like this is just my domicile.
Yeah.
Right.
You safe?
It's gotta be.
I'm
like
gonna
zombie
say,
incursion.
Bro, I'm not even
Toxic
eating
cloud.
3 times a day, bro. Like, I'm
That's
gonna
kinda
go
eat.
on my first binge and then never eat for like 2 days because I'm just like not gonna
Like,
stop.
what
or
if
some
you
dumb
could have
shit.
your actual bedroom in a supermarket? Like, have like, you know what I'm saying? That
I'm gonna
that
say
kinda goes
40
hard.
I'm gonna say like 4 to 6 months.
Really?
Put my
Wow. A Trader
Yeah,
Joe's
you'd be
4 to
on those
6
calories
months? Okay.
put my bedroom in the adult.
Like if I like
magazine
can't leave
section.
until I eat the whole store 4 to 6 months. If I can eat leisurely, if there's like a Trader Joe's built into my apartment, probably like 2-3 years. But
Okay.
if I have to eat to survive, if I have to eat to leave, 6 months.
Okay.
I gotta pack it in. I'm shitting on the floor.
But why would you want to leave that oasis at this point? You know, because it is a veritable oasis. The only supermarket I ever worked at was funny. We all worked at supermarkets.
I mean, are you allowed to leave?
I don't know. That's
live
a
a
good
life?
question. Do you think that would make? I mean, that would
Why are
obviously
you
make the
there?
question easier. But I worked at Whole Foods, and if I worked at the Whole Foods in Union Square, it would take me like 5 years. But I'd be fucking drunk every day.
Yeah.
Because there's a
5
lot of beer.
years? I don't know. 5? Are we including the alcohol as well? If we're
it's
including the alcohol,
gigantic.
I might have to knock off like 2 weeks.
Do you remember
'cause
the
I get
Union
really hungry
Square?
when I'm drunk?
There's literally 3 floors in that bitch.
That was a big store.
The one in Bowery is a full city block. Okay, a full city block. It is the biggest. It is gigantic. That is like that. I don't think that people understand it if you're outside of New York City. But a full city block. We're not talking about half. Like it's the entire thing, and
Now,
it's right
you've
across from
gotta have a
BNCC.
You've got to have a full kitchen.
But they're all gonna have full kitchens because they're supermarkets. Almost all of them have, sink. Have
Like,
the
We don't
stoves.
have stove. We don't have stoves.
Oh, you guys
Like,
don't have stoves?
we don't
you
have
guys don't
stoves.
do
in Trader
prepared
Joe's.
foods.
Right. We don't. We
So the
don't,
bag.
yes.
Because there's too many delicious snacks.
Yeah, you
That's
know
a
what?
fact.
Trader Joe's is ineffective. Thrown out the window. We're going to a prepared foods aisle.
Well, that makes it
and
more
living.
interesting because what do you do when you have nothing left but a bag of rice, dry rice? What do you do? How do you gotta fucking make
After
it
you're
work?
done.
We have like a hot plate.
After you're done with the 400 mochis.
Yeah, can you boil the water on the hot plate? Because you ate all the mochi.
Wait. Do you have hot plates at Trader Joe's?
Something like it. You have like a hot pan.
Hot wire, a cash register to like set it on fire.
Set it on fire, yeah. Gotta figure some
never
shit
know,
out.
bro.
This is a really interesting like post-apocalyptic zombie world because you think about it, right? The second that people realize that there's a grocery store that hasn't been touched yet, they're gonna come and take it.
Yeah.
And
That's
Staten
the first
Island,
place.
Trader Joe's in Staten Island. I actually had a conversation with this. Like, I was smoking with this dude after work. He was like, "Yo, you want to smoke a blunt?" And I was like, "Fuck it, yeah." And this was at like the beginning of COVID, so this was just me
That's
being.
wild.
This is me just being completely
You
irresponsible.
definitely raw.
Just being like, whatever, And then this dude is talking about COVID being bad as we're passing this blunt back and forth, and how if shit gets real, that we're gonna have to take the store and defend it, and we should have first dibs
Defend
of
it
all
for
the
who?
groceries for ourselves.
Oh, defend it for yourselves. That's good. I
Yeah,
was like, don't
when
defend
shit
it
goes
for
crazy.
Mr. Joe.
Why must there always be violence in every situation? Like you gotta kill zombie
white
raiders.
people. Because white people.
But-
And I'm in there like.
But how do you
I'm
get to the
really
situation?
regretting. How do we get there?
That's what I'm saying.
COVID.
So,
We were saying COVID.
no.
Like, this was-
I'm talking about Justin's
Oh.
like, why is violence gonna get there? Well, because
Oh.
the threat of
Oh,
violence
okay,
is probably
okay.
the only thing that can keep somebody in a place for long periods of time, especially if we're talking
Right.
about even like toxic events that you can't even control. It's not a perpetrator. It's literally this it's just a
Yeah.
thing.
And they want to be violent.
Yeah.
They
Trying to fuck your
want
shit
to
up.
be like, get that nigger. They want
Way to loop in.
they want a
The end.
reason to say, get that nigger.
Definitely
On Staten
can't
Island,
use.
they definitely
Being
do.
racist at the end of the world
they
is
waiting.
crazy.
Yo,
Crazy.
Like,
But yo-
like there's zombies outside, and you're calling me the N-word. Like, that's wild. Like, for what? Like,
I was
here?
really like, I was like, damn, I really wanted to get high, but this is not worth it. Now I was really tight. I was like, this is not fucking worth it. And it was a big blunt too. Like, it was a lot of high. It was a good bang for the buck, but he blew my shit. He was like, started talking about COVID, but you know, he became an anti-vaxxer, which makes it that much scarier anyway. But that person's been like that, you know. They moved to Florida. They were like, fuck this New York, you know, they're more welcome down there.
They are definitely more welcome in Florida. Florida, you get worse every day. And I'm not surprised by any of your actions.
Florida is paradise.
No.
Are you kidding me? A constant, like, 85, 90 degrees, humid,
Just
there's
be a little-
lizards running around.
It'd be a little too.
I'm gonna tell you this,
running
here's-
around. Lizards
here's-
are running around. Iguanas
The
are running
humidity.
around. Bro,
Yeah, they're amazing.
iguanas are not amazing. They're fucking...
No, they're not.
No,
I always wanted
no.
one.
I love
You
lizards.
want one
dude.
until you,
know what I-
see
know
like
what I-
40
you know what
of
I
them
think it
run on
is?
a beach.
That sounds
So,
terrifying.
so here's what it is, right? So there's one reason about the Florida man thing. Here's the thing about the Florida man thing. Florida man thing comes from, and I think I've talked about this in the podcast before. They have in Florida what's called the Sunshine Law, which means the press can look up arrest records. So they don't have that anywhere else. So when you see Florida man does this, it's because once you
Niggas
get
are looking for
arrested-
the Florida man.
yeah, it's free press for journalists, right? But what I really think it is the fact that Florida has a campaign to keep y'all motherfuckers out because they literally you can swim to fucking Jamaica from Florida if you're like a really, really strong swimmer. They're just trying to keep you out because it's an amazing place to live. It's beautiful all the time, minus like light, maybe not light, but like moderate hurricanes a couple times a year, which honestly compared to
God.
Hurricanes.
no, I'm taking hurricanes over snow any day. And the thing is, like, Florida doesn't get as bad as hurricanes as Louisiana, and the weather is not even as good as Louisiana.
Right.
So I think that's a Florida campaign to keep us from colonizing Florida because there's no reason to live above the equator. Honestly.
Right.
I think that's
They really
a Florida
don't want us
campaign to
there.
keep us from moving there.
They really don't want us there. That's honestly the truth. I know that.
They don't. Did you see during COVID the amount of New Yorkers that came to Florida and stayed, and Floridians were pissed because all their rent jacked the fuck up?
Yeah,
Florida
it is
is
jacked
like
up.
Florida is to New York what like Staten Island is to Brooklyn. Like everybody came from Brooklyn to Staten Island and then they're mad at all the other people after them coming from Brooklyn to Staten Island. The same thing with Florida. Like everybody in Florida came from New York and everybody who's there now is mad at more New Yorkers coming into Florida because New York
Not
sucks.
wrong.
And Brooklyn was too expensive.
I mean, I don't know, bro. Either way, it's
You
a
know
good
what's
place to
actually
end
great
it.
though?
End the episode. You
the
saying
privilege
New York
to-
sucks.
But the privilege to say New York sucks as someone from New York, like, because I'm still proud as hell to be from New York for no fucking reason. It genuinely sucks over here.
I'm proud to be from New York. I'm proud to be from New York
reason.
because a lot of people are bots, bro. A lot of people don't experience other
That's
cultures,
true.
and not just
That's
like
true.
races, but like other subgenres of different
Music,
scenes,
culture.
different
Yeah.
music, different culture. Like a lot of people really will live and die 40 miles from where they're born. Like they don't really experience much. They will never. Like I know people. I had a motherfucker tell me recently that like, yo, I just really wish I can get with an Asian girl, bro. They're so exotic. As someone from Queens, where like most of the Asians in America live, that was like a really weird thing to hear somebody say. Like I'm like, you've never met an Asian before, ever?
You haven't been on a dating profile? Like what are you?
Keep in mind, this dude was like 40.
That's crazy.
So being from New York is a blessing.
It is a blessing.
But I wouldn't want to live there now because $3,000 rent for a 1-bedroom is insane.
It is getting wild out there.
I feel like
bro.
we're just getting less and less for our money.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why storage
But on
units.
that note, you poor motherfuckers, we'll end there.
Welcome to capitalism, and I love you all. It's been a great episode. Remember that we drop episodes every Thursday, and we usually do that in the morning, probably before you wake up. And to the people who, to my beguilement and bewilderment, when I see people already seen our stuff a few times, by the time I get up at usually like 6 o'clock, I'm amazed because I'm like, whoa, what the fuck are you guys and why? What is wrong with you that you already heard the episode? But thank you. We appreciate that. Continue commenting. We like everybody. Just the discourse. It's hysterical. It's getting better. We have great fans. Honestly, we have great people that listen in and watch us and do all this stuff because y'all are funny. Y'all get me very much. Send it over to you, Sasha.
And follow me at thin.cruel.lips on TikTok and Instagram and OnlyFans. And follow at National Meat Treasure on TikTok and Instagram and at NMT Pod on Facebook. Keep throwing likes, keep sharing, keep subscribing. Shout out to Shanwise. Love you. Very loyal fan.
We do love you.
So much. Always sharing.
That's a fact.
And shout out to just Nick Cannon just because,
Love Shanwise.
Shout out to his abs, honestly.
I won't elaborate. Just shout out to Nick Cannon.
That's fair. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Saint Thrilla, and follow me on Instagram for some lo-fi beats at Youngmoth. I'm going to be posting some new music soon. Now that In All Honesty has dropped by 303 BAM, go bump that, look it up.
All Around is our intro.
All Around's our intro.
It's I love it, and
it's a hard one, folks. We're hitting you harder and harder and deeper in 2023.
Deeper, because we can go deeper.
Bet you are, Big Daddy.
Once you get those loin stretches in, you could really get in there.
Yeah.
It has been the National Meat Treasure. Remember, we like you. Have a good day.
Man, I'm on this 303 baby timing, man. Ayo, Thriller, man, what we doing, gang? Hunters coming and make sure that paper going all